your life?
Mm-hmm. Just doing a quick test. Don't tune in. Just doing a quick test. Don't tune see? In. So now add. Just doing a quick test. Mm-hmm. Oh, there's my dad. Daddy. Daddy. Daddy.
Really?
Oh, see? Oh my God. Hey, Daddy. Hey, Alexis.
See, it's something wrong with her end.
I tried to have my show tonight, but it didn't go right. Daryl Forney. So, Patrick. Hi, Patrick. Anyway.
Your father is online?
Yeah, my father.
Really? I think you can go
My father. Hi there, Daryl. So another mentor bites the dust. So now I have to do it next week.
Hey, Annie, all of my people is tuning in on your page.
Another mentor bites the dust. Georgette! Let's see. Let's see if she does it. Jet! Jet!
Oh my God. That is so strange.
Girl.
I've been accepting all this time, so I don't know why it didn't work.
Oh my Lord.
I don't know what happened. I've been trying to accept.
Girl, we're going to have this mentor session because I was so disappointed. I was so disappointed.
You know what? I actually went on my computer. I downloaded Firefox just to try to get on, and then I couldn't get on my computer, so I was like, I'm going to get on this show tonight. So here I am.
Oh my
What did you do different?
Kevin said, let's try to go live because we didn't know if it was on your end or on this end. So.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Then
All right.
You, so,
but you know what I think? Okay, but right now I think that you're actually on. Are you on Conscious Conversations?
I just added you when you came on. I just added you. So
Okay.
All
right. Okay. All right.
Oh God!
I'm ready if you're ready. I'm ready if you're ready.
I'm telling you, it's only a 30-minute session anyway, so it's not.
Okay, that's fine.
I know, girl. I was so disappointed.
Girl, look, I was like, we're gonna do this tonight. So, yes. But right now you're actually. Are you on your page, right?
Yeah. I'm
okay.
On page,
okay.
Yep.
All right. So I'm gonna transfer this to my women's group. Okay. But we're gonna keep. Okay. Hold on. Let me see if I can do this.
Bring the camera down a little so we can see your face, or but
okay.
Yeah, I can see you good.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
Darling. Yeah, you ready, or do you want to? You have to add some.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Big up.
I'm ready.
My dad is watching, huh?
Huh?
My dad is watching. My daddy.
Oh, okay.
William in San Diego.
All right, I'm ready here.
All right, my darling. Wow. Well, thank you, Georgette. Which is
I'm here.
You're known as
I'm
Jet.
Here.
Miss Jet. What's up, girl?
Hey, what's happening? So we go way back. We go back to some cheerleading days.
Yes, we go way back to when Daniel told your mother he wanted your name to be Georgette, right?
Yes.
Aww, that is such a sweet story. Yes. Wow.
Yeah, well, you know, my brother was in love with Georgette, and so my mama said, what you want to name her? Georgette. So he actually named me.
He used to pull Georgette's little ponytails in their classroom at Webster.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's too funny. So, okay, so do you want to give any shout outs or anything to anybody or your family?
No, well, just shout out to everybody who's watching. I'm just excited that I have this opportunity to actually speak, and I don't do Facebook Live, so this is kind of like my first time.
Girl,
so
I don't do it either, but I'm learning, and you know, we're evolving here with this
Right,
technology.
right.
We got to stay in the game, because if we don't,
Exactly.
we'll be left behind.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah, big ups to anybody watching. I love you guys. And so, okay, we're gonna get started with this Mentor Me Mondays. It is February the 5th, and it is, what time is it, Georgette? It's almost.
It is
10 o'clock?
actually it's 9:50 out my way.
Now, okay, yep, that's why I'm on the East Coast too. So,
Right.
and I just want to thank you for taking your time out to go live with me here. What I'm doing is I'm just trying to build a platform for any, you know, men, women, teens, children,
right.
to be able to come to a platform where they could learn what mentorship is all about. You know, I felt I suffered in my teen years for mentors, you know, or never knowing that my parents first are my greatest mentors, but we push them aside.
Exactly.
We don't never look at them as our mentors. So I'm just trying to do something different, just like you are. I see that you're evolving here in social media. And I'll go ahead and take a breather and let you go ahead and talk and introduce yourself and tell everyone who you are.
Well, I think everybody knows me as Jet. My name is really Georgette, but you know, I started all the different groups. I started the women's group, the Women on the Front Line to Recognize Women, the Conscious Conversation page. Sometimes, you know, we go to the left and sometimes we go to the right, but it was more or less for us to be able to uplift one another. I mean, sometimes I guess, you know, we do get off track every now and then, but the whole goal is for us to walk in love with one another, because sometimes it doesn't always happen, and to educate those about our ancestors and those who paved the way. So I'm excited.
That's great.
I really wanted to talk about, you know, just women on the front line and some of the things like want to do this year, especially with the church, and just empowering women, because sometimes our voices aren't always heard. So that's one of the things I want to work on this year.
Well, that's great. So good. So since you opened that up, you can definitely start talking about women on the front line, what it is, what you see the vision is for women on the front line, you know, and why you decided to start that, you know. Go ahead. Feel free.
Yeah. You know what? Actually, this was actually started a friend of mine in Arizona, and so I wanted to carry that on out here while I'm in Virginia. But it's really to recognize women that don't always get recognized. It could be someone in church. It could be somebody who's raising their kids alone. It's just somebody who they're doing a lot, but a lot of people, they don't always look at them because they don't think it's a lot of what they're doing, but they're great people. They're great women. It could be a woman who goes and volunteers, and it's just a woman who's on the front line, putting herself out there for others. So that's who I want to recognize.
That's great, and I see that we're connecting because I have that same desire in my heart as well.
Right.
And I guess I love to help women as well, but I wanted to also help teens and men as well, you know, but to also be able, like you said, people who are not recognized, you know, people who are not, you know, who are not thought about, the underdog, you know. I thought about that too, and that's why I wanted to start this, you know, and turn it into a nonprofit, to know that everybody has a wonderful, wonderful story to tell. And some people's story doesn't start out right, you know, or some people have a really bad start, but it's really how you finish, or how you choose to finish.
Exactly.
You know, so
exactly.
Big ups to that, you know. And do you want to talk a little bit about Conscious Conversations that you started as well?
You know, honestly, when I started Conscious Conversations, it was really, I just wanted to add people to communicate about different things going on in the community and different things happening in our lives. And of course, I've added people, but we grew from 300 people to almost 4,500 people right now.
Oh my God.
The group primarily consists of probably more men than women, but just an opportunity for us to talk about different things going on, whether it's police, the good, the bad, the ugly. Because the truth is, we don't always agree on what's happening in the police departments. But I think that everybody has something to say about it. You have the left, they have their way of thinking, and you have the people on the right. And so it's good for us to be able to come together. We have some police officers on the page, and they tell their stories about what they're dealing with. So I think that, it's easier for us to communicate and try to work out solutions together, because if not, we're never going to get anywhere. We can always blame the people on the left, they can blame the people on the right, but the truth is we got some issues and problems that we all need to work out. So that's kind of why I started it, and just really to empower people to come together and just discuss what's going on in their lives and how it's they're affecting their communities.
Wow, that's great. That's wonderful. So can anyone join it, or do we, do the group members have to add people or invite people to join the group, or?
They can add people. It's pretty much open to anyone who wants to talk about issues and things that plague us, because the truth is we're all in this together, whether people want to admit it or not. But if we want to make our communities better, if we want to effectuate change in our neighborhoods, we have to start learning to work together. And that's really how it gets started.
Wow, that's wonderful. Good. So speaking of social media, what do you think social media is in today's world? I know it has a lot of bad connotations and negativity and stuff, but we're also trying to build some positive platforms. Can you speak on social media and maybe some of the, things it has to offer in a greater light, as opposed to, the negativity that it gets?
Well, you know what? There are some positive things that you see on social media. It just depends on what people put out there. I think that, you have some positive people trying to do positive things. And I think that that's one of the things I try to do on my page, is uplift different people in different walks of this. I think that however we use social media is just how we're going to have the outcome. If everybody's going to go out there spew venom, that's what you're going to get. But if people want to be positive and learn how we can really, in this world, we all have to work together, and that's the bottom line. So if we want change, it's about everybody deciding to come together to bring forth change. So that's what I think.
That's great, girl. You are definitely on my plane. We are on the same stratosphere here. So let me see, what were some of my questions I have for you. And I see your specialties are kind of in the line with mine. Your gifts, are inspiring others to engage in conversations, building platforms where people can converse together, men and women, talk about, different social situation and events and everything. Also, let's see, can you share a little bit about, are you single? Can we get more into the single mind or the dating?
I am single.
I don't want to share anything about that.
I am single. I've always kind of been one of those kind of people that, I don't know, I just been solo for a while. I just kind of do my thing. I love to travel, and I don't like to be stopped doing what I'm doing. So if that king arrives, hey, we can ride the wave together. But in the meantime, since my kids are grown and I'm out here on my own, I wanted to explore. And so I find that right now what works for me is kind of doing it alone. And, like I said, it doesn't mean I'll be alone forever, but I'm enjoying my life right now. So.
Right. Do you like dating, Georgette? Do you enjoy dating? Or it's like with me, I don't like dating. Dating is so, you have really to deal with so much with today's dating world.
Right.
Like how?
You know what? I'm going to be honest.
Dating?
Oh.
Go ahead.
The dating world right now can be very tough. Because, and I'm gonna just be honest, you know, you do have quite a lot of women or men who they've been married before, and some people think they're at a point where they don't even want to try. There's some people who just haven't found the one. I think that when you've been through a divorce, sometimes it's difficult to find someone to walk that walk with you. It is. I mean, because you having to start over. So I'm not rushing. You know, like I said, I'm enjoying my life right now. But the dating world, it can be kind of tough, you know, because not everybody's going to be on the same page as you.
Right.
And at this age, when everybody's older, the truth is not everybody wants to take a lot off of another person.
Yeah.
And so what you find is, and then some, you know, when you get older, people are selfish in their ways. Nobody really wants somebody to disrupt what they have going on. You have to have somebody who tries to understand you. And so I'm being honest, it's tougher, of course, when you get older, you know.
Yeah,
it's tough.
I bet it is. Yeah.
I mean, I just learned just to enjoy my life right now.
That's great. That's wonderful. Yeah. And so how are the brothers? You know, where you at? Are there black men in your area?
You're putting me on blast.
Are there not black men?
I don't know if I can answer that question. I mean, I'll be
just trying to warm you up a little.
Virginia has quite a lot of people, a lot of men, a lot of women. So, hey, I guess I just still haven't gotten caught yet. So we'll see what happens.
Well, you are beautiful, gorgeous, talented. You don't look your age. I would guess about 35 if I had to guess. But you know, I commend you for. I love singleness too. You know. I just recently married, but there's nothing like having yourself and having the authenticity that you're trying to create in yourself and not fighting that other person in your life. And, you know, just learning how to be alone, because a lot of times we don't like to be alone. So, you know, I commend you for that and for being a strong, educated African-American female in today's society, not giving up hope, not giving up your morals and your standards and, you know, your values. Right. So, you know, I just want to, you know, commend you on that and everything that you're doing.
Thank you.
Let's see if there's anything. Oh, yeah. You have I think I saw that you had a business, like you're an entrepreneur as well. Like you're kind of delving into.
Well, honestly, that's what I'm delving into. I still work, of course. I'm in the process of writing a book, which I've been trying to do over the last 6 months. You know, you started and you stop.
I know.
But I'm going to try my best to get it finished this year. I do have some irons in the fire for some of the things I want to accomplish. I want to go on radio like you, do some podcasts and broadcasts, and just really, I would love to be like Oprah Winfrey one day. We'll see what happens.
Yes.
You know, but I mean, I just feel like, you know, it always takes that one person to spark a movement, regardless of what you're doing. So if me being a catalyst for others is helping people, and, you know, that's what I'm here for. So, you know, even on my conscious page, I have a women's page, I have a family page, but really it's just, you know, people coming together and like bringing forth change in their neighborhoods. And, you know, because it really takes a village. It's not that one person, it takes a village to make changes. And I think that's really important.
That's right. I know. I had... At this age, don't you finally get it and realize that community service is your best therapy in life? You know, in your 30s, and you know, you're selfish and you're ambitious and you're trying to get it. And you're so, you know, if you're so into trying to get it, you don't even really stop and look at what you could do and provide for the community. Right. Which I'm learning that today is that you get so much more therapy, you get so much more healing, you know, in community service, you know. So
exactly.
I'm catching on to that too. Do you want to speak a little bit about your book and what you're writing on, or what your plans to
you know, honestly,
book, or
Yeah, it's going to be a book to inspire women. As you know, I raised my 4 kids by myself, and you go through your trials and tribulations, and sometimes people, they look at you, they don't know what you've been through, and so really, I want to let a lot of women know that no matter what's going on in their life, they can still continue to climb. It can still continue to make it, even though you have your barriers and your stumbling blocks. It's really about continuing to have the determination to keep moving forward, because the truth is, it was very rough. But you know what? I mean, I lived in different places, and I had a lot of good people who was in my life and people who supported me. But, really, I just want people to really I just really want women to really know that no matter what's going on, they have to keep putting one foot in front of the other and moving forward in this life, because the truth is, you have a lot of women right now who are dealing with depression, some mental illness. You got women who, there's some women who they're not even moving forward because they're stuck in the past. So I just think that sometimes we have to let go of all the things that was in our way and just continue to move forward, and get rid of, honestly, get rid of the anger, get rid of the hurt, just move forward and be happy in this life.
Yeah, you're not a victim. You're not a victim. You could be victorious. It's hard. It's hard to get rid of the victimized mentality, because if our story doesn't start out right, we could be victimized, but we have to overcome that victimization and learn that, hey, wait a minute, I'm supposed to have a victorious ending here. Let me get myself together and put my best foot forward. So
it's really, it's like how oh, go ahead.
No,
how do you become an overcomer? In this life, and I think that when people hear and I'm still working. And I think 2 years later, what some people don't know is I actually suffer from pulmonary embolisms in both of my lungs. So I lay up in a hospital, not knowing if I was going to make it. And I had huge blood clots in both lungs. The doctor basically looked at me and he told me that he couldn't believe I could actually breathe. So, all I could really do is cry out to God. Yes. So I'm happy, I'm just happy to be alive. So God has been really good to me. Yeah.
That is so wonderful. Wow. Yeah. So if you could talk to your younger self, what would you give? What advice would you give?
What advice
to the younger?
Honestly, I would say that
lots of advice there.
I would say, stay in school, and just continue to get your education. Yeah, don't take life so serious.
So serious, laugh a little. Yeah, enjoy yourself. Yeah.
The truth is, I was that person. I made a whole lot of mistakes. Of course, I learned from them. But as you're going through life, you're doing what you think is right, and then you find out later that, oh wow, I was doing a lot. So it's just like sometimes we learn as we mature in this life. We do the best we can with what we have. I never thought I was going to be a single mother of 4, but, God allowed me to continue to raise my kids alone. And now all my kids are out there on their own doing their thing. Wow. I'm still not a grandma.
Wow, that's wonderful. I'm a grandma.
I'm not a grandma yet, but I'm just trying. So I'm really excited. I just, I'm at a point where I'm enjoying my life. I love life and all that's in it. And, it could have been worse. I could have been in my grave, but for today.
Yes. Wow. You are
so
miracle there,
I'm hoping that if I don't do anything else in this world, I'm hoping I can empower women, empower my daughters, my nieces, my sisters, just to let them know that, you continue to move forward in this life. And there's always going to be stumbling blocks, and there's always going to be things in your path, and you just got to continue to move forward.
Yeah.
You know, that's just life.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I guess I could start. I could give you one more question to end with.
Uh-oh. I hope this isn't hard.
No. You're gonna ace this one. But
okay.
The last question I have for you is, with this generation, with our generation, you know, Y and generation X and Z's, and you know, with all of this technology, we're moving in a fast pace. I mean, back in our day, we didn't even have we had pay phones. We would stop and put a quarter or a dime in to make a call. But you know, what advice would you give to these generations coming up, your daughters, their friends, the girls who think they know it all already, but they really don't? You know, they have to sit down and listen to some seasoned women, you know, who got some ham hocks and some seasoning up in their life, you know. What advice can you give to our younger generations? You know, it's,
you know, especially for the millennials, you know, and they do a lot of things really fast. I think they think that us seasoned people, we don't know what we're doing.
I think we're old, right?
Right. But you know, they're doing things so fast, and I'm gonna be honest, sometimes they don't always have a lot of patience because everything is fast. They're on social media, they're on their phones, and they want to go through life. Yeah, they're going through life in this little fast pace, you know, and they're not taking time to just enjoy walking in the park or walking in, you know, the museum, or it's almost like
a person, or you know, just love life.
Right. So just, you know, take your time and go through this life. Don't rush it. And you know, listen to your elders. Those of us who are seasoned, we do know what we're talking about sometimes. And I find this happens all the time where, you know, some young folks, they think because they 2021, they know more than somebody that's 50, 60. I mean, you may know something, but you know, we got the experience. So, you know, just really, you know, and be respectful. You know, the respect thing has gone away. I just think that a lot of young girls need to learn how to cook. No, they need to learn how to plant. And they need to, you know. I mean, seriously, it's just different. It's just a different time. It's a lot of stuff. You know, we went to Webster. We was on Date Street. We didn't have to worry about guns. I mean, we just had a carefree life. And now there's so much more that they have to endure, you know, so you don't know what's going to happen in this future. So, you know, really for the millennials coming up, I just pray for them because they're dealing with stuff we never had to deal with.
Yes, girl. Yes. So much. I thank God for our parents and the people who went before us. My mom taught us to honor. So, you know, if you could do that, if you could just start with that, honoring those who went before you, you know, giving them some type of props. You know, you don't have to bow down to anyone, but to know that, hey, you know, maybe this person can give me a word of advice. You know, that's why this platform is definitely in my mind, because I want my grandbabies to be able to go to these clips and say, hey, you know what, you know, let me check this out and see what I may not be doing right, because we all need a word of advice in our life, you know, or a mentor in our life. So, right. So that is just wonderful. I'm so glad we connected, and I want to be on your team, whatever team you're building. Add me to it, please.
Okay.
I would love to be a part of your vision and your team and what you're doing for the women. And just thank you so much for taking the time out to talk with us and teach us. And definitely,
and I thank you for reaching out to me.
Oh my goodness.
Girl, we go way back.
Yes.
Cali days.
Little Georgette Rhodes. I know there was one picture of you in your page, in your pictures of you, your dad. You were with your dad. He was a military man as well as my dad. And I was like, and
that was at Webster.
Yes, I remember Georgette. I remember you so well. And Leslie, how's Leslie and your mom and Daniel? How's
everybody's good. Everybody's really good. You know, we just all just trying to hang in there. We're all getting up there in age, so you know. Yes. We just have to just continue to walk this walk in this life.
That's right, honey. And get up, stand up, dust your boots, you know, dust your boots off.
And keep it moving.
And so, if somebody wanted to get in touch with you or join, you know, is it okay if they reached out to you through social media?
Oh, yeah.
Or,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
of course, yes.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
through Messenger or so. Or,
right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna also add this to my YouTube page as well. Thank you for being a mentor tonight. And I know you gotta get ready for work tomorrow. I do too.
Yes.
But anyway, I'm so glad we connected. Thank you so much. You have anything else you want to say before we close? Or
no, honestly, I just thank you for having me on. I know it was kind of rough today, but I said I'm going to be on. I'm going to get on the show. Yes. So you continue doing great things. I'm proud of you and what you're doing.
Thank you. It's rough. It's rough because at times I don't know what the heck I'm doing. At times I feel discouraged. At times we have those technical difficulties and I'm like, what the heck?
Right.
What the heck do I really have? James Cannon, my cousin, Nick's dad, would always tell me, Tony, you have a voice. You have a voice. And you have a book in you. You have a book in you. Okay, so
that's what my mama always says.
Yeah, and so I wrote my book. I'm looking to get that published now. I have Covenant Books. Covenant Books picked the book up. So, you know, I'll tell you more about it, you know, when we talk, but don't stop writing. Please finish it. If you need my help or my push or anything, I
will be in touch.
Yes. Covenant Books is definitely, when I tell you, Georgette, they don't try to get 50% of your royalties or 95%, you know, I'll talk to you about it, but it was such a good contract that they wrote up for me. So I'm here for you as well. And we'll talk more.
Right. That's what's up.
Thank you, girl.
Thank you.
Right.
Love you.
Bless you.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Thanks, everybody.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Guys.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.